Hello my loves and welcome back to the channel. I'm Cassie and today I'm gonna be your preceptor. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Cassie and I'm going to be your preceptor for today. Today we're going to be discussing an update on my assessment sheets because I want the next video to be on report. So I just want to show you guys like the basis of that and how we get to that report section. If this is your first time here though, please take a moment to tippity tap the bell, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video with everybody. I mean, like whoever you can. If you just hear somebody talking on the street like, oh, I think I want to be a nurse. Hey, I have a video for you. That's when you step in because we are a family here, okay? We're gonna just jump right in because y'all know I can ramble and I don't want to do too much. Okay guys, so if you haven't seen this before, this is my assessment sheet. You probably can't see it right now. It's okay, I'm gonna just blow up a little picture over it. But this is my assessment sheet that I've been using. This started out with just the bottom half that I used for Epic. Because I left the top plain, so I would print out my patient information on that sheet. Like I would put it in the printer and print it so that all my patient stuff would be printed here and I would still have these columns at the bottom. I'm going to link my assessment sheet video up here or down below so that way you guys can go. That video is very in-depth. These are basically just tweaks and upgrades to that video. Just things that have slightly changed since I have started this new assignment and I'm using Epic again. Don't actually use the plain version of this. I use this version everywhere I go now. I used to print out the Epic information, but honestly after a while I was like, I like the idea of just printing it out and stapling it. Like I folded hot dog style and I just stapled it over the top of this. That way I can lift this up and write down any notes or write down anything specific to the patient and have more writing room without having to get more paper. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm trying to like further organize my system because sometimes I felt like I was just dibble-dabbling through too many papers. So now I found a way to like kind of staple them and keep it functional without it being like, oh, I have to take this paper off to see this information that I'm looking for. Everything's kind of cohesive, but although it's multiple documents. At the bottom, of course, is where I write all my meds. One of the resources that I really think you'll need when it comes to these sheets, if you enjoy how they are and you want to use them, is a color changing pen. I got a box of these from Amazon. I'll be sure to link my Amazon storefront down below for you guys so that you can check them out if you want to. This is one of those pens that if I went to a restaurant and they let me do my signature with it, I'd be like, girl, are you getting this back? Because if you want it back, you have to tell me where you got it from. It writes that delicately, but it's a color changing pen. So I have black, red, green, and blue. I normally use the red to write down my allergies, especially when I'm giving a report. We'll talk about that in the next one. But I'll write down my allergies with it, and then I'll write down anything super important in this section that I just need to jump out at me. Like obviously, they're regular meds, a Coreg, a heparin. I know I'm gonna give that. But there's stuff in between that doesn't pop up on your MAR or doesn't pop up on your work list, just things you kind of have to remember. That's when I'll pull out my red pen. So if they're on a CWAT protocol, I will go through each column that's listed by the hour. So every other hour, depending on your facility, some facilities are Q2, some facilities are Q4. If it's Q4, I do every other line. If it's Q2, I just put CWAT in all of the columns. And I literally would just put it in one of these lines where I would cross off and make sure I check off like, okay, at 8 o'clock I did my CWAT. So I'll cross off for the regular charting, but then I'll also draw a line through CWAT so I know for sure 9,000% I charted it. Because I can't keep going back. At the end of the shift, I do a light scroll to make sure each column is filled. That's all I got for you. Normally, like blue is what I would use for things that are kind of like, okay, like I need to know this information, but it's not like pertinent right now. So like maybe like a patient's family's phone number. Of course, it's always supposed to be in the chart, but sometimes like if I know I have to call you a few times throughout the shift, I'll just put it up on this top of the paper. Or even things like, you know, patient prefers to take medication with X, Y, and Z, so that's something I can pass on. So it's like just things like that that are still important for the patient, but they're not quite red alert, but there's still, you know, things that I do want to look out for. And then in green, I will sometimes check off stuff in green that I've made sure that I've done. Like if someone had to have a bladder scan, I'll cross that off. I'll write that in green just at the bottom. So it's not like considered a med to me, but it is something that does need to get done, like a procedure. So I kind of like to use the pen for that. just to keep that organized, and that way I'm not kind of all over the place as far as forgetting what to chart. So this is an example of what I do with my patient list once I print it out. I fold it hot dog style and then I put it on top of this paper. So I literally fold it so it falls right above where all of my meds and stuff are, but then I still have this. So this portion is very important. Be careful how you staple it because we are going to utilize the inside of it as well. So just be careful when you staple it. Just make sure you actually open it, staple it, the one piece or one corner that you need instead of the whole thing, so you can actually open it. And what I do is, please no cackling, because I'm only laughing because my preceptee recently, when she saw me unveil this in my corner, like I was just like getting my stuff together, she was like, what is that? And I was like, oh, well, you know, yesterday I was just using sticky notes because I like used the sticky note to do an update on my report. And then I was like, why am I not using my sticky notes again? I used them originally on my first travel assignment because they didn't have any report sheets and it was easier. But I essentially put all the sticky notes, I hope you guys can see. I'll make a 3D diagram, but I essentially put all the sticky notes for the report on the inside of the paper. So when you open it up, I have all of my patients' report papers right here on a sticky note. What I love about this, and the reason I'm doing this right now, is because the facility that I'm at, the patients either stay for a long time or they go. It's just one of those med-surg floors where we get a little bit of everything. And so like sometimes you'll have patients that have been there since last year that are still there. And at that point, if I'm gonna be there for X amount of days, I don't wanna have to keep starting my report over and over again. So what I've found is, with the sticky notes, I keep them for the duration that I'm working. Now with this facility, I actually keep some of them a little bit longer. Like I'll just put them in my locker because I may take care of that patient again and I don't want to start from the bottom. Like I already took care of you, girl. I know what to do. But like you need that report paper because the person may not return the next day to give a report back to, or you may get someone who floated who has never taken care of the patient that has been there for 30,000 years. And now it's their turn. It's like they need a full report. But with these, I found that I can easily rip them off. Like say a patient gets discharged. I don't have to throw my whole report sheet away. I just toss this. I don't need this anymore. And it just really, it's changed my life. Got this at my last facility and I've really enjoyed using it over a clipboard. It's essentially just like some cardboard paper and I have 3 of them to make it a little bit more solid. So I have my name written on it, of course, so no one takes it, but also for privacy issues. So if I'm walking away from my computer, walking away from my desk, I literally just flip it over. And it's basically like a holder for my seat as well. Like, okay, Cass is sitting here because you see this on my desk. Patient information is secured. It's in an area where it's supposed to be, right? Also, the facility that I'm at now, getting a good cow is like, y'all know how it is trying to get a computer for the floor. Like, I'm here to work and you're telling me that the cow don't work, or the wheels or the mouse or like certain keys. So once you find one that works, I be getting to work and we just be like this, excuse me, I'm looking for this number. I take this over the front of mine because I don't use it immediately. Again, when I get to work, I don't immediately start passing meds, and I've had a lot of issues where like, I'll put a piece of paper or I'll put my name on it and then I go plug it so it can charge because they didn't charge it all day on day shift because they were working. And I let it charge while I'm going back to go do my assessments, and then I chart my assessments. I'll come back and my computer's gone. So now I put this and I tape it over the front of the screen and then I just flip it over when I'm not using it, and then I flip it back down. So I have 2 of them with my name. So one is always gonna have my name on here, and then I have a backup one for like if I need to, you know, get a computer. So yeah, guys, those are the new updates to the assessment sheet. I'm going to again link that video so you guys can see the full in-depth thought process of how I do that sheet. And I think it's going to be great for you to watch those prior to this series because I am going to reference them a lot. So I'll be sure to link it up in the information cards or down below in the description box. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I'm excited to see you again the next time, and I hope that you have an awesome day. Bye.